Hey guys, welcome back to Flying in Space with Planet Head. This is Planet Head. Right off the bat, I don't know if the sound is as good or as bad as normal. I am currently on my trip to the Eve Fan Fest. I touched down in Reykjavik yesterday, but I'm dealing with just using a regular headset versus my regular one, even though my regular one's cheap anyway. So if you're having any issues, I apologize for that. It's the best I can do right now. I tried a few tests. Seemed like it was a little bit echoey a little bit, or like it was in a room, but I apologize for that. That's what I got. So like I said, I'm here in Reykjavik. I'm like 2 or 3 days before FanFest starts. I want to get in early. I want to make this video 100%, well, 95% Eve related, playing Eve and that sort of thing, because I did spend most of the day today going around Reykjavik, and I want to do a separate video over that for my family that I'll post for everyone. But I was kind of blowing up my family's Facebooks yesterday with all the pictures I was taking. I was like, you know what, I should just make a video of everything at some point, either today or tomorrow, and then post that. So if you guys want to check out Reykjavik with me, you're more than welcome to. To show you this is Eve related, I have my ever-present cup of coffee. As you know, as you can see, it is in European size, half the size of American size. Sorry, I'm being a little bit weird today. So ready to roll with my coffee. I also have my backup plan should I run out of my small cup of coffee, with the Appelsin. Today's video is brought to you by Appelsin, the orange soda of Iceland. More of a story like that I want to put into the video that I put later. This actually makes me happy. It makes me laugh. This is my backup if I run out of coffee for the video today. Also, again, tasty stuff that I'm not going to eat in front of you. So I am set. Literally walked all day today, did so many fun things. Now I just want to sit in my hotel room and play some Eve. Thought I'd pull up Mr. Planet Greenhorn here, do 25 minutes, or at least give you guys an update as to where he's at, some things that I have learned, a couple of little tricks that I've never even thought about playing, but then maybe also a commentary of doing the whole standings thing in the Eve. Because I've never really done much with, I've done standings before, but not for missioning. And, coffee. I 100% after doing this just for a couple of days, think that maybe there might need an overhaul, not a negative, but the missioning in Eve is grinding, at least for levels 1 and 2. And I've never really experienced that much of it. And I think there's so much more they can do with it. Now, me being an ex-playtester, well, not playtester, I tested software for a consulting company for the military for quality for 2 years. Wow, that was interesting. But being a tester and knowing that this is a 20-year-old game, maybe upgrade or fixing something with old code is just impossible. But I have some ideas on that at the end of the video if you guys have thoughts too. And I don't know where that'll carry. It's just I want to get some stuff in my head going. Oh, I just realized. Hey, notice this? I got a hat. Okay, so I got this about a week and a half ago for the trip, and then didn't wear it at all today. Why? Because it fits. It fits. I like it. But I look a little goofy. So I'm wearing this hat on this video to get over the goofiness. And my thought was, when I start going on these trips or any patches I can get from anywhere, I can start putting patches on my hat, then I'll feel more comfortable. But I'm wearing it in the video just to get comfortable. So let's get Eve. So first off, little thing, this is a new alpha character. And they have given me a 50% off offer to go Omega with this character for 2 months. I've only got 5 hours to decide on this one. I'm not going to do it. But that is something that will pop up for you when you start playing again, or if you start up a new character. I have no issue with paying for it. This is a 30-minute character right now that I'm using for this thing, so me paying a full month's worth right now isn't worthwhile. I do 100% believe in not. I pay for my main account, and if you can afford it, I like to pay things. Yeah, I should hope so. But there are offers out there that you can get to lower your price. Obviously, you can pay for the game in-game. I've talked about that before, and no problems with that as well. But that is something that can pop up for you. So that's one little thing. Here's the second little thing. I'm just going to undock. This is a really small thing that I feel really dumb about. Well, actually, I'm not going to undock it. Well, I guess I can undock. Show you something that I figured out. This is probably all of you know this, but me showing this kind of rolls into why I'm playing the way that I am right now, and what I'm gaining from it. So I'm going to unlink these 7 guns that I have here. So the last couple videos that I did, let's go ahead and pause. So I don't think I really want to sit outside of a just warp to a random planet here. Blah, blah, blah. I actually should set up a undock spot for this character from the station. At least for now, it's in a hub. But what I wanted to show you guys here is something really, really simple that I hadn't really thought about. And it kind of goes along with my playstyle for this character and how it's causing me to learn new things and push a little bit of the boundary of my thought, because you start doing things a certain way and you don't realize that there are better ways of doing them. A great example of that was brought up in the comment section the other day was whenever I was warping from system to system, I was right-clicking and scrolling down and hitting jump, whereas if it was brought up to me that if I have a destination that I'm going to, like let's say I want to fly to, let's say, Jita. So let's just pull up Jita here real quick. And as I'm searching through this, you guys are probably like finding a better way for me to do searches. Let's say Jita. 25 jumps away. Set. This isn't a huge deal, but anything that can save you time in this game is money. And if there is ever a game that time is money, it's EVE Online. But long story short, I was constantly, right-clicking and setting jumps. So I would choose. Let's go ahead and unlock this. We'll just do it as things that are farthest distance away or shortest distance away. So this is the way I normally have it set up, especially when I'm doing combat things or other stuff. I have things that are closest to me at the top and farthest away from me at the bottom. And so whenever I was warping from system to system, I would have to find the next system that I was going to warp to and hit right click and then hit jump. Now that's not that hard, but it can get a little bit annoying whenever you fly into a system that maybe has a lot of things in it. Whether they be mobile depots sitting outside of stations or multiple stations, or maybe your window isn't that big. So I would have to scroll and find and maybe I misclick, or maybe somebody's trying to kill me. And I want to get off that really quick. What was brought up to me was a simple way to do it is to have your destination at the top by clicking the far left area. Or sort button, or icon, and then you can just hover your mouse over the jump button, and this will actually make your travel, those 25 jumps, just a little bit faster and a little bit easier, because I can literally leave my mouse there and pop, pop, pop. And let's say I'm reading a book or I'm watching a TV show, I can pop, 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 and go through, and not autopiloting. I'm still keeping an eye out, but it's really simple that way. And this can get you, now this might not be the most important thing in the world, but it can get you used to trying different things out. Maybe, and I had always right-clicked and pulled down for probably the last 3 years since I came back to play. And just by doing this and putting this video up, I was told about that. So by doing this this mission character, that was all backstory right there as to the change that I'm going to show you today. And it's so simple. It's so simple. You probably already know this. But I bet you there's a bunch of stuff out there that you do that isn't perfect, that somebody else knows a better way of doing, but they don't know about it. So I'm saying, hey guys, if you see that I'm doing something that could be done better, feel free to drop it in the comment section. And if I like you, I won't delete your message. No, I'm just messing. I can learn. Maybe I'm doing it a certain way for a certain reason, but anything I can do, I can learn. So here's what I figured out today. So I had thought I was so smart about a month ago because I was flying, I think it was a Rupture at the time with my other character, and I was taking on some battleships, or a battleship out in Kursk doing a site, and I had combined or merged all, or grouped, that's the word I'm looking for, all of my guns. Now this is a destroyer here, but I had about 5 or 6 guns, whatever it was, on my Rupture. And I didn't have the best skills in the world. So my grouping was firing an alpha shot at this thing. Now I had some drones going up, but it wasn't doing a whole lot of damage. But it was firing, and then they were long-range guns. So the turnaround, the rate of fire on it was so slow that the shields that the battleship, or maybe it was the armor, one of the two, were able to be repped enough in the meantime so that even though I could get him down to 0, by the time it fired off again, it would bring it up enough that I wasn't able to break through his shields. It wasn't doing the overlap damage very often at all, if anything. Every once in a while it would pop one through, but it wasn't doing that. So what I figured out was if I took all the guns and separated them out, then when I started firing at it, if I hit one, and if I didn't fire them all at once, if I took like a half a second between each gun firing, I'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then every gun was firing at a different time, which didn't give him enough time to get his recharger going, which allowed me to get into his armor. So that is more of the precursor that I was going to show you, and we're going to get into the stupid thing that I learned, but maybe you've figured out some stuff in between. But that's not used that often because it's very rare that you run into something, I think, that you're doing just enough damage for his shields to get back up in. But it did help me learn. So then I was stuck with, and this is where I get into the little thing that I learned. Just make sure, just paranoid. Okay. Whoop, what was that? I don't have my 2 monitors from being at home, so I'm going to just double check this real quick. There we go. And I could do the little box thing, but the last time I did that, for some reason, it shut down the video. So what I was trying to figure, what I thought was, okay, well, maybe I don't want to click on 7 buttons all the time. But I could only group them, either group all of them or group none of them. Now I feel really dumb because I tried a bunch of little things, but this was actually really simple. Long story short, all these guns are the same with the same ammo. So I kept regrouping and grouping in the fitting area, and it wouldn't do anything. And then in the fitting box, I was trying to move this one over to group it with that one, and that wouldn't work. Now I've taken the ammo out of it. That's fantastic. Let's get some more ammo back in you. Don't want to fly around without any ammo. There it is. Reload. And I was like, man, I can only either group all 7 or not all 7. And then I was like, well, maybe I can use the hotkeys to fire each one off. But that got a little bit annoying because this laptop is warm. Wow. You know what? I'm going to try to prop this up a little bit. I think it's because it's on glass. It's a different setup than I normally have. Don't want it to die on me here. So, really simply, maybe I am talking too loud. We'll find out. It's like, well, I gotta figure out, do I want to just group them or not? And then this is the simplest thing. This morning, actually, I took and I drugged one, and I dropped it on another. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm so dumb. I can literally drop each one of these on, and now I have 3 separately grouped guns, which I can then move over here, and then a single one on its own. And I can group these any way I want to. I can do 4 and 3. So simple, so fast. And now, while I'm doing these missions, I can focus my guns on 2 separate guys rather than trying to click through and go through. So when I'm fighting some of these fighters, I can take it one shot with 3 guns. Might as well just do 3 and 4 guns on some of these later ships, and boom, 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 just pick them off with my long-range guns. Now, is this important with a lot of different setups? Probably not, but there may be something down the road that this is useful to. This is really useful for me right now while I'm picking off little bandits, other things, and especially since I'm going with long range. Last but not least, and this is something that I need to work on, the fit that I currently have on this ship is long ranged, and it works really well. What was that? Still going? Yeah, just lost background sound. That's weird. So let's turn that down a little bit. There we go. Is that better? Hey, it seems to be holding up now. Uh-oh. Hope I didn't. So the only other thing that I'm going to start working on right now with this character is if I use the fusion guns, his targeting is at 30 kilometers, and these fusion guns go up to 20 kilometers, so it's perfectly fine. But if you're going long range, a lot of times you want to use the full strength of that ship. And let's just go ahead and let's say I want to turn these and put nuclear. I am George W. Bush. Can't pronounce nuclear. Now I'm worried. Now I gotta look it up. Okay, long story short, if you notice here, I don't know if you can read this, but the fall off range for your nuclear ammo is 42 kilometers. So what I've got to do with this character, if I ever want to shoot with the nuclear weapons or ammo, is I got to work on my targeting or figure out something along those lines, because if I can only target out at 30 kilometers, my weapon can reach out and hit somebody at 42 without any fall off happening, then I should be maximizing that. And I've run into that a couple of times recently while clearing out sites, especially when you're trying to pick off the little guys before they get close to you. So I've been doing a little bit of that. That said, let's go ahead and dock her up for now. We'll get back to you and play on you here in a little while. If you see that I might not be enjoying my coffee too much, it's because I'm drinking instant coffee. Yeah. They've got their own coffee here at the hotel. I drink so much coffee, I feel I use up all their free coffee. And then I feel bad about asking them for more of their free coffee, because I drink so much coffee that I buy the really junky instant coffee just so I can have 1 or 2 cups when I'm not really thinking. Okay, So the one thing, and I'm not going to have a whole lot of time to talk about this here. Maybe you guys have some comments. Which time we at now? 19 minutes. Cool. So the one thing that I've actually noticed, if you've ever done missioning, especially agent missioning, maybe it's why I didn't do it in the past, because I think the synonym in EVE Online and probably a lot of other games, not just online games, missioning is grinding in a way. With missioning in EVE, especially at the beginning levels, it just seems like you're spending so much time doing the same missions over and over again, just so you can get your standing up, so that you can get to that next level of missions, so that you can do more and over and over. And why would you do this? So that you can get a bigger ship to do more missioning on. Get what I'm talking about here? So you can do it over and over again. Now I'm hoping at like level 3 and level 4 that there's a little bit more involved. That's why I'm trying different things out with this current ship. Maybe moving around the guns, maybe changing my ammo out. Not a whole lot to do with the fits, because basically I'm taking out anything at level 2s with a destroyer. But I'm learning a little bit there, but that's only because I know the game. If I was a new player, I think it would be a turnoff for me, because you're just constantly doing the same stuff over and over again. Now, my thought was kind of two-pronged, and both of them I think would be really tough for EVE to, or CCP to actually do. But if they wanted to take on something major, and probably other people have brought this up, I'm only bringing it up because it's the first time I've really ever missioned. That out. The only reason I'm bringing this up is because I'm doing it for the first time. It's a little bit of a turnoff for me, because I've got to get those standings up to try something new. And now I remember what I was talking about. I can stop that for a minute. My two-pronged thought was, number one, the only way that you can gain standings, from what I can tell, is by doing missions for agents. And the only way you can get faction standing is through doing storyline missions through agents, other than doing the Sisters of Eve Epic Arc, and then you can get just a little bit of faction standing through the Eve event missions, just a little bit. It's not even almost worth it. But I don't want somebody to say, hey, blah, blah, blah. So my two-prong now becomes three-prong, because I just thought of the third one. But the first prong is obviously a revamp to how the standings are gotten through the agents. I think it just takes so long to actually do them that I wish there was a way that if you, instead of doing every 16 missions you get a storyline mission, maybe if they did something where you could get the faction standing by completing a series of missions from each one of the corporations within that faction. Now, I don't know if this is possible, but and the more that you do, the higher your standings could go. Now, I don't know if this is possible, but because you're helping more of the faction, if you understand what I'm saying. So if I just sit here and do Brutor missions, it helps Brutor. I'm standing with the Corporation Brutor, and it helps me with the agents that are here. But then every 16 times, it helps me with my faction. But I'm only helping one corporation do this. What if the agent missions were weighted? The faction standings were weighted by the variance of the corporations that you're helping out. So if you help 5 different corporations, then your faction standing, whenever you do that storyline mission, might be worth more, if you understand what I'm saying. Now, that might be a really tough programming thing. I don't know if that's an option. I think there's other ways you can do it. I'm sure there's other ways that people have thought of, but that's my thought on that one. My second one is very simple. I know if you start off with Minmatar as your, or whatever faction you start off with, you start off with a higher standing with that group. And then whoever they're allied with, you start off with a better standing with them, and then you're negative with the other two. Maybe if they bumped you more at the beginning for that, that's my second thought. But the last one is something that they just put together, and they just started, and maybe it might be a growth of that. And that is it may be part of that right now. I haven't messed with it very much. Is the new Homefront missions. And if they had faction-based Homefront missions, that depending on the actions within that Homefront mission, it may increase your standings with the corporation, the faction that you're working with. And I don't know exactly how that, but I'm just throwing 3 things out there. Now, my negatives for this, and the very first one is the simplest, and it's probably the only one I need to speak about, is anytime you bring something into the game, there's going to be people that try to break it, and people try to use it for their own good. That I would hate to be programming this. I apologize to all the programmers for any programming for any game, because you're going to have people that are going to try to use it to their own advantage. So I don't know if any of those ideas can be used, because maybe they can be broken. I'm trying to think of the right word, but abused to an effect that they wouldn't be useful to the regular player. So, but those are my thoughts for that. So that's my update. That's my thoughts of the day. Long story short, I've got tomorrow. I'm still here. I'm going to do some more. I'm going to play a lot of Eve tonight, I think, as long as my computer doesn't overheat. I'm going to drink some orange soda and drink some coffee. And I'm going to relax for a little bit. And then tomorrow I'm going to go around a little bit more Iceland. I'm going to play a little bit more Eve. Debating right now on going on a tour of some waterfalls, or if I want to just hang out here. Really like the tour I went on today, and I might just go and do that tomorrow. So I may be gone most of the day tomorrow. But really looking forward to it, having a good time. And then once FanFest starts, that starts 2 days on. Well, the actual FanFest starts on Friday and Saturday, but there's special events on Thursday. If anyone from FanFest is around and wants to contact me, please feel free. Hit me up on YouTube. I will be checking it out. Or if you want to message me in name, you can send it to Pill Space Grim, PILL Space GRIMM, or you can message me on this character, Planet Greenhorn, either one of those two. But I'm going to relax here for a little bit. So that's all I got for today. Hey, fly safe, fly dangerously, fly hard, and hopefully I will talk to you guys soon. Have a good one. Bye-bye.